Welcome everyone to this video. In this video, I am going to talk about metadata $row last commit time and include metadata. So these two things essentially will drive around how do we measure the efficiency of the pipeline execution. And when I'm telling about efficiency, think of it like if I want to measure a time frame of when the data is coming into my external stage, internal stage, and when the data is actually available in Snowflake table, how through these metadata attributes just staying at Snowflake, I can get those metrics. Now think of it like I am staying in Snowflake. Can there be a metadata table which will give me the exact time at which the files are loaded externally, which is nothing but your maybe AWS S3 bucket? And also, can I get a view on how much time did exactly my pipeline took whenever I executed the copy into command natively within Snowflake? So that's my use case. So over here we will see how these two things are essentially going to give us those metrics, right? So this include metadata is a key, I will say that attribute whenever we are writing the copy into constructs. Okay, now think of it like it will have very key columns, right? I mean, one of the key columns is your metadata $file name, your file last modified, start scan time. Now $file name is nothing but the exact file which is present in your S3 location. Over here there are two files, so your $file name will return these two files, right? And then your last modified time is nothing but the exact time at which the file loading is complete. Okay, because when I'm uploading the file, it will still take some time to get those files uploaded. So that's this field. And start scan time is nothing but it is a time which continuously will poll and check for whether this file is ready to be loaded or whether this file is already loaded. So if it is ready to be loaded, then obviously it will have a value like T1, but the copy into command will run. Okay, and then after that also the data against this particular column will get updated. Let's say it gets updated to T2, but this time the file will not get loaded because at T1 the file was already loaded. Okay, now let us see this with demo. So over here, if you see, I have created this particular table, and then these three columns are added. And how I am going to populate these three columns with those exact values which I have just now explained, right? Your metadata $file name, your metadata $last modified timestamp, and obviously the scan time. Okay, now this is how my copy into command will be executed, right? Which will kind of capture all those metrics. And one important thing which I will do over here is this one. After creating the table, I am going to create a table level parameter, allow row timestamp. Now this is something which I am not loading explicitly, but it is a table level parameter that will tell me at which time my load is complete for that table. Okay, we'll quickly see how it works. So essentially we will have to see how the values of these three columns and this one is kind of changing whenever I am trying to upload anything. So I have created obviously a copy into command and wrapped it up with Snowpipe, so that as soon as the file is uploaded, this will be your data will be loaded. So what I will do is think of it like, let's say I do a maybe select count 1 from this table. Now think of it like, let's say I have some records, let's say 300 records. Okay, now what I will try to do is I will try to upload some data. Okay, some data into the file. Okay, so let's see how the file will look like when it gets uploaded in my AWS S3 location. Okay, so we'll do one thing, we'll try to upload a file into this S3 location. This is a new file. Okay, and obviously we'll also see, okay, because you just check the count. Okay, it is 300. Okay, whenever any new file will be loaded, it has to be more than 300. Okay, so let's see the file is getting uploaded or not. Okay, it gets uploaded, so I am expecting the copy into command to run absolutely as per the expectation. Okay, now obviously when you execute the command like this, let's say select count from demo underscore customer, so what you will get is you should get is little bit, the count should be little bit higher, more than 300. Okay, so let's see how much time does it take, because as and when the file is getting uploaded, it is taking some time to even load. Okay, and that is exactly how I am going to calculate, by staying within Snowflake. Okay, so let's see whether this is possible or not. Now we saw the count changed from 300 to 400. What does that mean? The data has now been loaded using pipe, but what was the latency? Was it 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds? Just by staying in Snowflake console, is there a way I can extract the metrics? Now this was the key kind of thing which I was telling, right? What was the last commit time? So if you see over here, what I am trying to do is I am trying to do a select star. Okay, but this select star will give you everything. Okay, when I say give you everything, it will also give you row timestamp, but this timestamp is the actual timestamp value against each file that got loaded. So this file just now got loaded. Okay, and this was the timestamp value. Now let us group it so that I can see the exact values. Okay, now if I group it like this, okay, there are so many files which got loaded, but I am talking about this file underscore april014.csv. now last modified time, last scan time, load scan time, and this one, this is the new column. Okay, now let's see the values. Load last modified time is this one, your 2025 46 15 34, which is nothing but the exact time at which the file got loaded over here. Okay, when I say over here in S3, okay, for file 14, what was the exact time at which the file got loaded? And if you see this is already, it has an offset of UTC plus 5.5 hour, but when it gets captured within Snowflake, it recalculates that offset, and accordingly it populates the value. Okay, and then load scan time, as I explained, is the time at which the kind of file started getting processed. Okay, this is the load scan time. Okay, and where did I get the load scan time from? Is this one. Okay, metadata $scan time. This was already there. Okay, and this is how using include metadata we can create these constructs. Okay, and the important column which got added over here is this one, which is row timestamp value. Okay, and how did this column got added? We executed one alter command, right? One table level kind of property, we executed it, through which row timestamp value got added. That means at this time the file got loaded into the table. Now if I want to calculate the delay between what was there in my S3 and how it got loaded into table, I have to do the subtraction between this time and this time. Okay, so that is how I will be getting my exact kind of time with which my files got loaded. Okay, so that is how things will work. And if I calculate the exact time difference, if you see this, so it just got loaded, I think within matter of maybe 2 seconds, right? That's how the efficiency of my load is. Okay, and with introduction of this column, row timestamp column, I am seeing that staying within Snowflake, I will be able to calculate the latency of the pipeline. Yeah, so essentially we'll still have to wait as this particular kind of column matures over time, because the example that I took was primarily around CSV file, and I wanted to explain how can we create some native frameworks around Snowflake just by staying within it, and we don't have to go outside of Snowflake and still be able to calculate the latency, calculate the time difference of when the file arrived at my external stage and when it is actually getting loaded into my final table. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and if you like my videos, please feel free to like my channel, and also feel free to talk about it and subscribe to my channel too. Thank you so much.